Okay, part two, here we go. Just to remind everybody, we have our tray. I have my broken little wood stick. I have some water. I have a paper towel. And in this container, I have my pinch pot and my extra clay. So now, I'm going to gently remove this. My clay should be moist. It should not be leather hard. It should not be bone dry. If I need to take a second now and zhuzh it up a little bit, that's fine. Now, here's my clay. I'm going to pinch off a section. Okay? I'm just going to move this out of the way for a moment. Now, we're going to make a coil. If you remember, we go from the tip of our finger to the bottom of our palm. Okay, now something's happening here. What's happening is I'm getting a very rectangular coil. I want my coil to be even. So now the problem is I need to be rolling it longer. So instead of like it should just be smooth. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, now it's time for this ye old score and slip. Bring this guy back. I've got my coil here. It's got some cracks in it. Let's not panic, everybody. We're going to use some wet fingers and get that coil looking better. Okay, couple of things now. I'm going to score the edge. All right, and I'm not going to require you to score the coil, but because it's nice and wet. And sometimes when we score the coil, you just cut the coil in half. And I say, calm down, everybody. Too much gusto. Okay, so this is a little longer. I can choose to break it off here, or I could have gone over it. But I think for the kind of pot I'm going to make today, I'm just going to do a straight old coil going up. Okay? Good. Now, what do you think I'm going to do? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to add another coil. So again, this is like a ping pong ball size amount of clay. I'm going to start it like, yeah, here we go. That's a good way to start it, huh? Then put it down. And then I'm going to add it to my pot. So I am going to gently score this coil. I'm supporting it with my fingers so I don't just knock it off. Knock it off. I'm not, slicing halfway through this thing, right? Okay. There we go. All right. And this time I'm just going to smooth it onto the other one. I like the appearance of coils. I'm leaving my coils intact. Okay? Alrighty then. Bring Bring this guy back. Now, here's the thing that will start happening to some of you. Your coils might start to kind of go outwards, and you're going to want them to not do that. You want them to go in a little bit or stay even. Because once they start going out, they kind of lose their strength. And we're trying to make a little pot here. It reminds me of just like a little like snake charmer basket. All right. Okay. I'm going to finish this pot. So I'm going to break this guy in half. Scoring. So, you know, I've been going pretty fast. What I'm trying to do now is smooth out the coils a little bit without ruining them. And I still have a little bit of clay left. I think I can do one more coil. That looks pretty cool. So, if I wanted to, I could make that into like a little snake, couldn't I? And give him a little eyeball. I say, whoop. Okay. Maybe his tongue is here, or smile. But anyhow, you get the idea, right? Now, this pot needs to make it back to school with your name still legible at the bottom and your homeroom number. And if you need to leave it out for a day till it gets a little warmer, I mean a little harder, that's just fine. Or maybe you go do one of these. Set it in here. Woo, careful, careful. Okay. And then this will shrink a little bit as it dries, and it will be easy to get out. So you bring these back to school, and I will let them dry to bone dry, and I'll fire them in the kiln, and then we will glaze them, and everything will be great. Good job. Clean up.